they scared to say it, I'ma say it. I couldn't work at a prison. I'll be all back there in the cell with the men, especially the fine ones. What you in here for, boo? For real, you did all that? And they locked you up for it? So what you want me to sneak you in, an Xbox or an iPhone? Girl, I have an Xbox all in my ass trying to get it through there.
This is why I don't buy the we're tired of the Pookies and Ray Rays conversation, because no, y'all not. A lot of women love the men that are in prison. A lot of women love the street guys. Y'all love it. So when y'all get into this conversation saying we tired of it, no, y'all not. You're not tired of it. There's women who come out and say we only want those type of men. I love that type of man. Even the quote unquote classiest, well educated, well put together women love the Pookies and the Ray Rays. So I'm overhearing all about all the men are in prison. We don't want them. Yes, y'all do. Yes, y'all do. And even making jokes about it, if she is trying to be funny, the comments were like, yes, girl, it'd be hard. I wouldn't be able to keep my composure. I wouldn't be able to keep myself together. So y'all don't want the good men. Women really don't want the good guy. Y'all don't. Y'all love the bad boys who treat y'all like y'all not worth anything, that dog walk you, and y'all complain, but that's what y'all want. The good guys always finish last because y'all don't want them. Y'all want the bad boy who gonna dog walk you. That's just what it is.
I like her tattoo. Nah, for real.
Can you say that
like,
again?
That's what I want.
Say it one more time. Say it one more time.
This is embarrassingly sad, y'all. For the people that don't know, this was a clip from the YouTube/podcast, The Daily Wrap-Up Crew, where this BLK woman openly admits that her type of black man is the worst type of black man, aka Pookie and Ray Rays, aka D-dealers, scammers, rappers, etc. You overall get it. And this is insanely embarrassing. You know, the part about this, all the BLK women who complain about black men are just like her. They date the worst type of black men. The crazy part about black women like herself, as even though admitting that she would date the worst type of black men, which is basically her also admitting that she would pass up on good black men. Now, if those same good black men she pass up on because they're not what the type of black men she mentioned, aka Pookie and Ray Ray, and they go date a white woman or another race of woman, she would still call them self-hatred. If one of them Pookies and Ray Ray she mess up, make her a baby mama, disrespect her, put his hands on her, and overall treat her like trash, she would still throw all the blame on black men. And it's sad, y'all. And shout out to the Daily Wrap-Up Crew for pointing out the fact that they even said in the interview that, and we still have to get held accountable for y'all poor decision making of the type of black men y'all choose. This woman is quite literally what us black men, including myself, have been screaming at the top of our lungs of the type of black men they date. They date the worst type of black men, then complain. What's making this even more sadder is, even though she's admitting to dating Pookies and Ray Rays, she would still get up on TikTok, despite poor decision making, the type of black men she choose, and generalize all black men by saying we ain't nothing but a bunch of ain't shit niggas. Despite admitting that she would choose to date a BLK man that would make her a baby mama, probably put his hands on her, disrespect her, call out her name, etc. And it's truly sad. And this just goes to show who's the problem, y'all. Peace out.
I don't know if I'm toxic, but I do want a nigga to rough me up sometimes. So if that's toxic, then yeah. I do want a nigga to rough me up. Who want a boring ass nigga? Like, keep it interesting. Like, bitch, what the fuck you doing in your phone? Like, I want to be like that.
To the brothers, to the black men, hit the link in the description, join the Patreon, right? The perfect blend, you know, the ideal black man that, you know, black women want and other women want too. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a I won't even say stereotype, there's a belief that, you know, pretty much the productive black man, the quote unquote 9-to-5 black man, corny black men, 9-to-5 black men, gray area black men, you know, the regular black man may not be celebrity status, and within that gray area and those things, they could be lawyers, doctors, electricians, plumbers, barbers, you know, a lot of them is getting to the chicken at a high rate, right? And garbage truck drivers or working at waste management. Some of them guys can make up to 6 figures for real. I worked at a propane place for a minute. I'm ain't gonna say which one it was. A lot of them was getting 6 figures, bro. They was 6 figures with pensions. 6 figures with pensions, bro. 6 figures with pensions in 2020. It was like 2019, 2020. Getting to the chili for real, right? And but to women, it's the aesthetic, bro. It's the aesthetic of how it looks. He plays in the NBA. It's more of how it's with women. It's how it's looking. It's not substance. How Megan and Clay look, it's like, it made them feel a certain type of way. Even though us that we know how Hollywood works, it was probably a business arrangement. It probably was a business arrangement. Is what it is. And we know that the relationship probably wasn't real. Right? It was probably a favor for a favor, Mark Scarface and Nas voice. But it's how it looks to women. When you talk to women and really start grilling them and questioning them and getting answers, it's just the aesthetics and stuff. How it looks. It's like how a car, when they pick a car, it's, oh man, the car is nice. To them, it's a nice looking car. And to a lot of people, that's true. But most men that's been driving cars, a lot of people think because a car is new, it's better, but that's been debunked. New don't mean better, and as a man, as a father, as a husband, as a boyfriend, cousin, nephew, uncle, it's up to you to explain that to the people, men and women, who don't know stuff like that. Like, no, I remember a guy schooled me on it, man. He was helping me out with my car. He was fixing my car, picking it up. And he was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I need to get a new car. He was like, new cars ain't always better. I said, I think like 91, 92. He said he bought a Cadillac. I forget what it was. Said he drove it and it broke down in his driveway. He had to take it back to the dealership, brand new off the showroom floor. So new ain't better. I remember years ago, I was working at a car company. I'll keep it anonymous. And it was a big celebration. It was a milestone car they made. And they started up off the line and it didn't start up. I swear everybody came, the mayor, everybody was there, the owner, and it didn't start up. So new don't mean better, right? But the perfect blend of a brother that most women look for is really, it's not that they prefer 100% the hood type, because they know there's going to be bad looks. And we see a lot of women, black women in the community, they deal with the hood type of niggas, right? Whether covertly or covert could be they just keeping them in the freezer. He don't come to no family functions. He just beating it up, or she keep him hidden. You see him out and about. Nigga ain't got no manners. He look like she got him from the homeless shelter. Don't know how to read or write his name. Remember, I tell you about the girl I worked with some years ago. And I was working at a high school about 15, 20 years ago. And, she was kind of bragging that her boyfriend was illiterate and she wanted control over her boyfriend. So she liked it that he couldn't read and shit and she controlled everything. So, but then again, women want to be able to show off their boyfriend. This is like why women like to mark off every box. They like to have an emotional support guy. That's why they can create emotional cheating. Guys don't emotional cheat. Most men don't emotionally cheat, bro. That's a female thing, bro. Like, we don't emotionally cheat. Most guys, if they do cheat, it was just about the ass, or the ass is fat, or I think she can fuck, or her pussy looks good, or she like she can blow the skin off the motherfucking corn dog or something like that. It's something like that. That's why, like, when you start talking about attraction, like, you hit that, like, it's just like it was something. It was like something that I just wanted to try. That's how most guys, kind of treat it. But the perfect real blend for them is a guy that has the urban swagger and also can talk proper. That's elite in their eyes. Obviously attractive or attractive enough, but he able to socialize. He able to look cool, dress cool. Women don't really want to do no work on your aesthetics. Real talk. They would rather deal with you not having personality or lacking communication skills than really show you how to dress and have that swagger. But if you can be able to speak the urban language, be able to speak to other men and integrate with other men and kind of, be a leader, kind of really be socially inclined. Y'all can go, she could take you to business dinners and she could take you around the family, or you could meet a group of dudes. Y'all can just hit it off and you socially inclined, you socially can integrate, especially when you got versatility, when she might have business partners or her friend might be getting married and they may be Arab or Indian or white, and you can integrate and you kind of are refined, but then, you get around, her family, you can play spades, you can talk and integrate and do those things. That's the perfect blend of men that most women want. Even the white women. They want that blend of a guy that's that's why you hear reform pookie. We talked about that a lot of times, how women want to reform pookie. Remember I did the religious code, the religion dating coach, or the religious guy did a video and I did a review of it. Women, that's why I say want to reform pookie. A guy that got that street swagger, but he on the straight and narrow. And those are rarities. Guys that have versatility, brothers who have versatility to do both. You can go into elite business rooms. You can go to the family and you can integrate. Y'all can have a good time. You ain't too belligerent. You kid friendly. You very, very social. You don't get over emotional. Her family might be evasive with questions, but you don't blow the lid. Remember it was the video that went viral where the girl brought her boyfriend to the family gathering, and I'll try to find it if I can integrate it into this video. And he asked old girl to make his plate or something like that. And the aunties, who there wasn't no man there but him, the aunties like, no, you can make your own plate. And he was like, man, this is why the fuck I don't want to come in here. This is why I didn't want to come. And he walked out the house and she was just like, she was mad. She was like, damn, why you do that? But that's her job to make her play. And, the aunties be mad she got a man. He kind of was on the pookie side of things, just to the look. And, he just left, They want you to be able to, have the discipline and be level-headed enough to know how to deal with that. And people that's the one thing about guys that, work in corporate America on business or just regular 9 to 5. We know how to deal with the passive aggressiveness. We know how to deal and how to, roll with the punches, or when somebody make a little slick slides, we know how to ignore it. We know how to be above it, because we know how how to really touch our nerves. We know how to rise above it. And unfortunately, a lot of guys, especially Pookie and Ray, they don't know how to do that. So the perfect blend is to have that urban swagger and also be able to have, be socially, be able to socialize in different circles. That's the perfect blend. That's what every black woman want. For sure. That's what a lot of white women want. I'm telling you, that's what they really, really want. You to be able to, kind of have a street aura about you, but but not be street. But if something go down, you can handle yourself. You can protect y'all. It's just a perfect blend. That's the true unicorn in the black community. A lot of guys, either they on the far side of a pookieism, or they on the far side of productive 9 to 5ism, right? And some of the guys you can look at and be like, well, you could tell, he a little bit corny, or he a little bit weird, or he a little socially awkward, or, he really don't have either. Most of the guys, I'm gonna tell you the difference between that. Most of the guys don't have the social versatility. They don't have the urban swagger or the urban dress, and not even just that, just have a style about yourself, a clean style. Your style can just be like Cam Newton, but that's your style. Your style can be like I can just be hoop shorts, Nike Tech, or then I can dress up if we put a tux on or putting the button up on, or we going to the beach. I have versatility in my closet. I know my style. I know how to dress. Women don't want to teach you how to dress. I'll tell you that right now. Those are two things that people swear. They have a weird aura. They lack social skills, or they lack the ability to dress. That's what separates them from being in that elite class. That's what separates them. I'm telling you that right now. Most guys are lacking in one in both those areas, and that's why they struggle with a lot of black women in general. But remember, it's how it look, not how it really is. But hit the link in the description. Find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch. Well, no, hit the link in the description, join the Patreon. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel.
Women love men that they can't control, that they can't rule, right? because a man being dominant is a masculine trait. And it's one of the traits that women love more than anything about men is their dominance, right? So here's the thing. Pookie has his own sort of dominance because he won't let the woman run him. The successful man has his level of dominance because he won't let the woman run him. The reason why the women will go to Pookie more often than they'll go to the successful man is because even though the successful man is dominant, he requires shit. Pookie, his dysfunction looks like dominance, but he don't require shit. In other words, the dominant man, she's attracted to the fact that he runs the show, but part of him running the show is telling her to get her shit together. Part of him running the show is telling her, you need to do X, Y, Z, blase, blam, blah, 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 right? Pookie's dominance doesn't come from him telling her she need to do X, Y, Z. Pookie's dominance just appears to be dominance because every time she tries to tell him to do something, he doesn't do it. But he's not doing it because he don't want to do it. You feel me? The successful man, if you try to tell him what to do, he's like, you can't tell me what to do. I'm a successful man. I'm a boss. You don't boss me around. That's his mentality. Pookie's mentality is, I'm not doing that because I don't want to do it. And it looks like dominance. It appears to be dominance. But in a lot of cases, it's just Pookie shirking responsibilities or Pookie not wanting to do something because he don't feel like doing it, right? So it comes off as dominant.